am I kidding? I'm not gonna start working before I eat breakfast and have coffee. But before I do that, you may have noticed by the title of this here video that I've been in the tiny house for a week, and I'm sure all of you are wondering, what's it been like to be in a tiny house for a week, or maybe what kind of furniture did you get, etc., etc. Actually, there's probably nobody wondering any of those things. I play it in my mind like there's people that are worried about my well-being all the time, but that's obviously not the case. Maybe my mom. Got Doug hair in my eye. All right, one thing I've already figured out is things get dirty very quickly down here, and Doug's hair accumulates very quickly. I find it everywhere. Before I make some breakfast, and obviously some coffee, I'm gonna give you a tour. Let's go check it out. I'm gonna give you a more detailed tour here in a minute. While I'm making this coffee, I thought I would explain to you how this came to be. We'll start a couple years back. I graduated high school in 2015. I took a year off trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and then I felt called to go to Bible school. So I went to Bible school for 2 years, graduated last May in 2018. While I was in Bible school, my parents were kind enough to let me stay with them, and I traveled like 40 minutes to school every day. The plan was that right after I graduated from Bible school, this tiny house was supposed to be done, and I was gonna start renting it from my dad. So I actually don't own this tiny house, I'm just renting it from my dad. He's building multiple tiny houses to rent them out for a source of income, and I'm just the first renter. And I'm in the beginning stages of entrepreneurship, trying to build my own business, and I work with my brother as well. He's an online marketer, and I help him with shooting client videos and stuff like that. Photo, video stuff is what I want to do as a career, and it's what I'm working towards. Like I said, I'm in the beginning stages. I don't make a ton of money doing it yet. So this tiny house is kind of perfect for me because the rent is not as much as if I moved into town and got an apartment. The rent here is pretty cheap. This tiny house vlog was just kind of one of those endeavors that I wanted to try out just as a stretch of my creativity, and a lot of people were always asking me about it, so I thought it'd be fun to, make some videos about it. They've gotten pretty good feedback, so I think I'm gonna continue to make these. So I'd love it if you followed along with me in my vlog and my business process. And yeah, I just kind of felt like I didn't explain how this tiny house came to be very well in my process to where I am now. So there you go. A little coffee making tip for you. Always warm up the mug before you put the coffee in, because the mug takes a lot of heat out of the coffee as soon as you put it in. There we go. So I thought we could start out by talking about my nifty desk here. If you saw my last video, I have the walnut table that's like standing height, and I was gonna get some bar stools, which I still haven't gotten yet. But I also wanted a sitting table. So what I did is I went to Lowe's, and I just bought a $30 piece of like glued wood. Glued something wood, I can't remember what it's called. I just used the same oil varnish that I did on the walnut table. Underneath it, I just got these 16-inch collapsible brackets. So this table theoretically folds down to the wall, but let me just show you. The reason I say theoretically is because, watch. problem. Here is the problem. I forgot to account for the trim. So my options are, option one, I could take some width off of it and get it away from the trim, or I could take some depth out of it so that it doesn't hit the trim when it goes down. I'll get to that at some point, but that's where it's at now. In the last vlog, all the kitchen appliances were here, I'm pretty sure, but I didn't show them to you. I got a pretty sick, large mini fridge and a pretty sick little oven and a pretty sick, okay, I don't need to be that much of a millennial, a small dishwasher, all right? Everything's small. It is a tiny house after all. I actually have so little cabinet space, I gotta store one of my big pots in there. You know, the cooking kind of pot. And now we are to the large mini fridge with the doors going the wrong way. Let me tell you about this here washer and dryer. It was measured to fit exactly in that space with basically no extra room, maybe like less than 1/4 of an inch on each side. If I helped with anything in this house, that was one of them. And it took 3 of us to get that thing in here. We scratched the floor a little bit and we also tore up the plug. To say that I have no handy skills would be false because I put the new plug on there and I got it all hooked up. Not that that's anything to brag about. Anyway, I'm thankful to have a washer and dryer in here because the nearest laundromat is like 10 minutes away. That'd be kind of annoying. I still need to put like a curtain up on there to cover up my clothes and stuff. I have a few storage containers down there. I'm just storing blankets and stuff up top, and I hang all my clothes. Over here we got my guitar hung on the wall. I actually forgot that I had that guitar hanger until I found it, and I said, heck yeah. There is hardly any space in here once you put a queen bed in. There's one of my logs from episode 1. I still need one for over there. I thought it would be really cool to have white bedding in here. You remember how I said it was kind of dusty, and in the beginning of the video I had Doug hair in my eyes? I don't like having white bedding anymore. With the loft up there, really the only use for it right now for me anyway is storage. I kind of just put the things up there that I might need quickly. I guess you might have already seen, but here's the couch. Hey, and also my log. The story with this here couch is I was looking for one. I thought I had one picked out. I decided it didn't really fit my tall body very well. My ideal couch was not really in my price range. I do really like this one, but for now this one works. I really like it. It's really comfortable. I like the color of it. As you can tell, I'm going for very neutral colors in here. I'm not a very colorful person. I like neutrals, grays, tans, whites, blacks. It's kind of like all my wardrobe too. I got a really good deal on this couch and Doug really likes it too. Speaking of Doug, where you at, bro? Hey, what are you doing? I don't feel like I've done a very good job at showing what's going on the outside. So there's now sod put down, which is pretty good because it was mostly just mud here before, and it kind of still is, but there's a gravel driveway. When you're driving up, this is what you see. I don't know how long that dumpster is going to be there. Hopefully not forever. My dad is going to put multiple tiny houses on the property, and in that pole barn up there is also multiple apartments, and 3 of them, to be precise. 2 of them are being rented out. But here is another tiny house, and it doesn't have anything done on the inside of it. Here, let me show you. This is exactly what the other tiny house looked like at the beginning. My dad ordered the shell and it was just completely empty like this. If you think you're gonna try to rent this next tiny house, you're too late. It's already spoken for. Sorry to tell you. Package just came in. I know exactly what it is. To give you a clue, I'm gonna start off by giving you a little weather lesson on Oklahoma. If you've never been to Oklahoma, here's how it goes. In the summer, it's incredibly hot and incredibly humid. like really humid. And in the winter, it's quite the opposite. So there's one thing that is very essential in an Oklahoma winter. Well, really probably any winter, but I'm about to show you what that is. There she is. I don't know whose package that is. I'm leaving it here though. Now we start the long journey back to the tiny house. You've probably already guessed by now what this is. Can you see that? It's a humidifier. My sinuses will greatly appreciate this. This one's pretty cool too because it's a humidifier slash essential oil diffuser. So it humidifies like a small room, but you can also put essential oils in it. Hold on. You have to battery operate this thing? Oh, I just didn't look far enough. Ta-da! I think that will conclude the tour for now. If there's anything I missed that you want to see, let me know. I'll put it in the next one. But it is like 2 o'clock and I've not had any lunch yet. I usually eat lunch at 11:30. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go get some lunch real quick. Bye, Doug.
Later.
Whew, that was good. It's a good day when you go to Baja Jack's, which is a burrito shack, and you ask for double queso dip in your bowl. I need some gas. And they give it to you, loaded with queso dip, probably almost too much. Thanks for watching today's vlog. Thank you for watching the other ones if you've seen those, or even if you just watched this one. I really appreciate it. This is something that I just really enjoy doing. So if somebody enjoys it in the process, I mean, that'd be pretty awesome too. To see more tiny house content, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can watch the other episodes and future episodes. And I will see you next time.